The woman is clearly identified by John as Mary. Now, that's not Mary, the mother of Jesus. That's Mary, the sister of Martha and Lazarus. We're told that she came with a jar of perfume, essentially, that was valued, if you keep reading it, 300 denarii, which is a day's wage. You take off weekends, and what we're talking about is, imagine working an entire year, taking every single penny you earn, and buying this jar of ointment. We don't even know why she has it or how she had it. Some people believed it was the dowry that she was holding on to, that one day when she got married, this is what would be used. Some people believe it was a family treasure. We have no idea. What we do know is it was incredibly valuable, most likely for Mary, unless she was independently wealthy, and we just don't know anything about that, is that this is probably the most valuable physical object in her entire life economically. Israel and the Near East, not just Israel, is incredibly hospitable people. And one of the things that they do to show hospitality, in particular at this time, is not only would they invite you into the house and you would recline. As you recline, you walked all day in this very hot place, dusty, and you had sandals on, and so your feet would be near someone else's head while you ate. And they didn't have the same, shower facilities that we do, where for some of us, we have more than one in a house. And as such, people, they stank, is what it was. They didn't smell good. And so one of the ways that you would show hospitality and show consideration and kindness is that you would take some of this expensive and you would one drop, and just, you sort of anoint them with it. It was a gift not only to them, but to the people who were sitting next to them. But notice what Mary does. She doesn't give a drop. She breaks the neck of the jar and pours the entire contents over his body. Mark calls it his head. John will also say some of it landed on his feet. And so probably she started at the feet, she got up to the head, and she just kept going until finally there was nothing left to give. Worthy of it all. But the disciples didn't think so. At least some of them. And John tells us that it was Judas who actually spoke indignantly. Why was the ointment wasted like that? Do you hear that? You see that word waste? Jesus heard that word. What an insult. For this ointment could have been sold for more than 300 days' wage and given to the poor, and they scolded her. As they scolded her, Jesus jumped in to protect her and said, "Leave her alone. Why do you trouble her? She's done a beautiful thing to me." Friends, we can do beautiful things as well. For you always have the poor with you, and whenever you want, you can do good for them, but you will not always have me. He's not dissuading helping the poor. He's saying there are moments in time that are like windows where you can directly honor me, and you need to seize those moments because windows close. Verse 8, she's done what she could. She's anointed my body beforehand for burial. Literally, Jesus said, I am going to carry the scent of her worship to my grave. What a thing to say. And verse 9, truly I say to you, wherever the gospel is proclaimed in the whole world, who are the first proclaimers of the gospel? It's the people he's talking to. What she has done will be told in memory of her. What a thing to say. He's saying is this, every single time people tell the whole story of what I have done in order to set you free, your spiritual dullness and her spiritual perceptivity will be included in the narrative. And friends, the fact that we're reading and talking about and thinking about this right now is fulfillment of Jesus' promise.